I often get asked, do designers need to know how to code? And the short answer to that is no. You do not need to know how to code to be a successful UX designer. But if you can understand how developers build applications, then you will truly understand their pain points and understand why they say your designs cannot be built. Trust me, it happens. Hi, what's up? I'm Gemma and I'm a senior UX UI designer who share tips about UX for free. If that's something you're interested in, then why not hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. Figma Auto Layout. Now, gotta be honest, when this feature first dropped, I didn't start using it right away. It's only recently I've really seen the benefits of auto layouts. It speeded up my design process dramatically. Long gone are the days of moving components pixel by pixel. So let's take a look at auto layouts in Figma. Like I said, when I first started using auto layouts, I didn't really understand it. It took me a while to try and figure it out, but now I use auto layout every single day, and I actually don't think that I could go back to designing without it. And the reason why I say this is because it actually speeds up my process extremely quickly. So we're going to jump into Figma and I'll show you around auto layout and everything about it. I've just set up this screen and it's going to be a very basic tutorial. I've tried to keep it as basic as possible. In order to do this, I've just mocked up some really quick wireframes just to give you a understanding. So before we go into the layer panel and I show you all the layers, I'm just going to run you through these little frames. This one has no auto layout setup. It's literally just components on the page, which has some spacing involved. So we have a 16 pixel border, is very simple. Now over here, we have auto layout. And again, everything is still at the 16 pixel border radius. This time is a little bit more consistent and you will be able to move these components around a little bit easier. If you didn't use auto layout to move components around, you would literally just have to do this, then try and figure out the spacing in order to make your designs work. But over on the auto layout panel, you can just move elements around. Really simple and really easy. So this is a simple kind of layout setup, and all we have in this layout panel is a frame, which is auto layout 1, and we have a container. Within this, the container has nothing connected to it other than it has a spacing between elements, which is 10 pixels, but the money winner is on this guy. So it's at a fixed width and it has padding all the way around. Now watch what happens when I change this. Change the pattern, and same at the bottom and same on the sides. If I wanted to, I could go even bigger. Let's have a look at 88. There you go. Now you have 88 pixels pushing this in. I know this seems really simple right now, but it does get a little bit complicated when you start trying to put these elements together. For another little example, we have auto layout 2 over here, which is essentially the same as this guy. We have two little boxes involved. It has an 8 pixel spacing, so between box 1 and box 2 there are 8 pixels. And again, if I wanted to make these a little bit bigger, let's say 44, I can do that, no problem. So I could also make this go side by side just by hitting this little button there, and it's simply side by side. Now how cool is that? Just so you remember, everything is built around a frame. So if you ever need to draw a box, usually you will do it with the rectangle tool. Change your mindset and do everything with the frame tool. Let's get a new frame. I'm gonna go for the iPhone 8. I'll go in to add a new frame and we're just gonna call this container. So we want to make sure that it is 343 pixels wide. So we're going to bring it on to this guy. So I'm just going to change the color of this so we can see where they are. What we want to do at this point, so this is going to be where all the elements are going to go in. They're going to go into this blue. We need to put in auto layout on the background. So we're going to make sure this is 16 and 16 all the way round. And also we're going to add an auto layout into the container, but we're going to take off all the padding around on this one. What we need to do now is everything that we put in this container needs to be within a frame. He's not currently within a frame, but we can throw him in and it's going to do that. So what we need is to put him within a frame, and we want that frame to be 343, which is the same as the blue box. We're going to rename this and call it pick. Then we're going to grab this guy and put him in here. Select the frame again, add auto layout, and we're going to keep this as a fixed width because we don't want to hug the content inside, hug the size of this. So that means if I make this bigger, this is going to stretch. What we need to do now is put pick inside container. Grab pick, throw it in container. So as you can see, container has now kind of disappeared. But that is only because that is also set on hug content. So if I put in a fixed height, I could make that bigger. It is still going to be present. If I hit hug content once again, it is going to be smaller because it's hugging the content of the picture. So always keep that in mind of what that means. And then you just build out the rest from there. Now is just turn off the colouring. So we'll make that white. We'll turn this white. Turn the container white. And now you can see how it is actually building out. Again, these are the wrong way around. Let's make sure these are the right way around. Maybe we want a bit more padding on this guy, so let's add in 64. Pushes everything down. You can clearly see the guy at the top. It's kind of hitting the top. That's really easy. Just add in some padding on the top. And there we go. Again, let's bring this down, and you can just literally just keep playing around with this until you get to a comfortable place of where you would like it to be. So I hope this tutorial was useful, and I hope it gave you a more understanding of auto layouts and how you can use it within your designs, and hopefully it's given you a bit of empathy towards your developers. And last but not least, if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. If you want to follow me over on Instagram, you can do so here. But until next time, bye!